Rosa Parks was born Rosa Louise McCauley in Tuskegee, Alabama, on February the 4th, 1913. Her father was James McCauley, a carpenter, and her mother, Leona Edwards, was a teacher. Her parents worked very hard and were a huge source of inspiration to young Rosa, who grew up to become the mother of the civil rights movement. When Rosa was growing up, there were laws called Jim Crow laws. Under Jim Crow laws, people were segregated or separated in virtually every aspect of their life, especially in the South. Blacks and whites were not allowed to use the same facilities, such as water fountains or public restrooms, and even public transportation. Bus and train companies did not provide separate vehicles for the different races. However, they did allocate separate sections for blacks and whites. School bus transportation was unavailable in any form for black school children in the South. Rosa remembered going to elementary school in Pine Level, where school buses took white children to their new school and black children had to walk to theirs. I'd see the bus pass every day, but to me that was a way of life. We had no choice but to accept what was the custom. The bus was among the first ways I realized there was a black world and a white world, recalled Rosa in her autobiography. Rosa's autobiography recounts that some of her earliest memories are of kindnesses demonstrated by white strangers, but her situation made it impossible to ignore racism. When the Ku Klux Klan marched down the street in front of her house, Rosa remembers her grandfather guarding the front door with a shotgun. Here is a young, teenaged Rosa Parks, who was posing with a friend of hers, Samson Smith, at the school that they both attended, Montgomery Industrial School. Rosa looks very happy, and she's probably thinking about how hard her mother worked to make it possible for her to attend this special school. Montgomery Industrial School was a school for black children which was staffed by white Northerners. I'm sure that Rosa's happiness did not last long, though, as the school was burned twice by arsonists. The staff of the school were never accepted by the white community. In 1932, Rosa married Raymond Parks, a barber from Montgomery, Alabama. Raymond was a member of the NAACP. After her marriage, Rosa took numerous jobs, ranging from domestic worker to hospital aide. At her husband's urging, she finished her high school studies in 1933, at a time when less than 7% of African Americans had a high school diploma. Despite the Jim Crow laws that made political participation by black people difficult, she succeeded in registering to vote on her third try. On that fateful day in December of 1955, Rosa had just gotten off work as a seamstress in Montgomery, Alabama. She was tired and just wanted to go home. As she got on the bus to go home, she was told that she would have to give up her seat to a white passenger. Although she was not any more tired than usual, she refused to give up her seat because she was sick of black people being treated as second-class citizens. Rosa did not intend to cause problems that day. What should have been a normal ride on the bus ended up with Rosa being thrown in jail for not giving up her seat. Little did she know that the Jim Crow laws which had governed her life and had caused black people to be treated unfairly for a very long time were about to come to an end. This event in Rosa Parks' life began to change everything. After Rosa was arrested, black people all over the city of Montgomery decided not to ride the buses until the bus companies stopped their laws of segregation. This boycott went on for 381 days. Dr. Martin Luther King got involved, and together with Rosa, they began a mission to get laws changed so that blacks and whites could both sit on the buses. At the end of the 381 days, this law was passed by the United States Supreme Court. America has come a long way in treating everyone equal since that day. In 2000, Colin Powell, a black man, was chosen to the position of Secretary of State, and Condoleezza Rice, a black woman, was chosen as Secretary Advisor to President Bush. On January the 20th, 2009, America inaugurated its first African American president, President Barack Obama. On October the 25th, 2005, Rosa Parks died at the age of 92. But the silent strength of this seamstress is still felt today.